Hi, I'm Anup, and I welcome you all to Blue Saffron, the podcast program of corporateshitak.com, sponsored by Jani Plastics. And you're about to receive knowledge on Indian and Australian GST, goods and service tax. Yeah, you got it right, mate. Let's get started, shall we? Job work in GST. It's easy to understand the terminology when a fabricator or a turner or a fitter does some job for you, such as mold making or welding, spark erosion or lathe turning, or any kind of machining for that matter. But when it comes to manufacturing, it gets a little tricky, yeah. Let me explain with my own company, Jani Plastics. When Jani Plastics accepts the raw material of polymer granules from the supplier and makes the tubes out of it for her customer, then it's job. It's a job and not the manufacturer. Jani Plastics will provide SAC, that's service account number, instead of HSN, harmonized system of nomenclature number, in the tax invoice to her customer because it's a service, it's not the manufacturing. So, speaking about the definitions, taking up a process by a person on goods belonging to another registered taxable person is called the job work or a service. Although you manufacture that item, you're not the manufacturer just because the raw material doesn't belong to you. All you are providing is the molding service to turn that into desired finished goods. Person that accepts the job work is called the job worker, obviously. The person whom the goods belongs is called the principal. The goods sent to job worker are called capital goods. Here, I know what you might be thinking, that the capital goods is the machinery that is used to produce finished goods. But remember, capital goods are never consumed by your customers. And here, the customer himself has supplied the goods, the capital goods, the raw material for you to process. Well, the principal, as it may have been directly supplied from the principal, processed will not be counted as the aggregate turnover of the job worker. So when you're talking about the turnover, you cannot count that as a job worker in your turnover. It will instead be counted as rather the aggregate turnover of the principal, and it will be included in the value of the services supplied by the job worker. The capital goods have to be supplied back to the principal within a year, either with or without processing. The principal is entitled for input tax credit on the goods, not the job worker, the principal, because that goods belongs to the principal. The waste or scrap generated at your end as a job worker has to be returned back to the principal by the job worker. If the job worker fails to supply back the material to the principal within a stipulated time, then it's deemed the supply from the job worker himself and he has to pay the GST on the material. However, it is completely the principal's responsibility to maintain the proper accounting of the job work. So, my dear listeners, I hope you enjoyed the audio. I also hope there was some takeaway for you. Signing off now. We'll come up with more interesting episodes. Till then, take good care of yourselves. Keep liking your one and only Blue Saffron. Cheers. Bye bye.